Our Dave Campbell Texas Football Magazine Power Plays of the Week begin with Austin LBJ battling Vista Ridge in the opening round of the playoffs. LBJ with heavy hearts this entire week leading up to the matchup. They lost one of their teammates, number 64 offensive lineman Jermaine Dillard, to an auto pedestrian accident. LBJ dedicated the rest of the postseason to their fallen teammate. The LBJ Jaguars fans, players, and coaches paying their respects for Jermaine Dillard, known as Seattle. His shoes and helmet set up as a memorial. Dietrich Hurd wore Dillard's number 64 in his honor. Vista Ridge players wore purple wristbands to honor Dillard as well. Zach Giles came up big, scoring a pair of touchdowns for LBJ, who avenged an earlier season loss to the Rangers, 26-21 your final. Jaguars winning their first playoff game since 2007, advancing in the Class 5A Division I bracket to play Alamo Heights. College Station squaring off with the Hutto Hippos in an opening round 5A Division II thriller. College Station Cougar return man Raja Preciado is only 5 foot 10 inches and weighs 170 pounds, but he can flat out fly. Check out this touchdown as it made it 7-0, Cougars on top. Hutto answered right back as quarterback Tyler Herrick scrambled around for several seconds, then unleashed his cannon. Check out this perfectly thrown ball to Riley Ferris, who hauls it in for 6. The game would go back and forth all night. Quintarian Wright shows off his speed with a nice run right up the middle, all the way down to the Hippo 2-yard line. The Cougars were a scoring machine as Wright takes it in from there, and it was 14-7 College Station. Back came Hutto, Herrick calling his own number a couple of times on this drive. First, he picks up some great yardage, and then after Hutto moves the ball near the goal line, the Hippos call on Herrick again with the quarterback keeper. 21-14 Hutto after one quarter. This game got wild after that, back and forth all night long. Hutto outscored College Station 21-0 though in the all-important fourth quarter to win it 56-52. 5A Division I matchup as Meyer, you might remember, dropped a 21-20 decision to Hutto the week before, faced Bryan in the postseason opener. All Vikings all night long in this one as Bryan scored 20 points in the first quarter and never looked back. Jarvis Lister would not be denied on this touchdown run. How about 20 more in the second quarter for the Vikings to take a 40-13 lead at the break? Meyer might have outscored Bryan in the second half 14-8, but the game was long over as the Vikings advanced with a 48-27 victory. Class 4A Division I bracket as Burnett tried to defeat the Taylor Ducks. Burnett scored early and often, winning at 56-27. Eric Walker with the TD run for Burnett. Then it's some tomfoolery as Kyle Cavender takes the pitch and unloads this bomb to Joel Johnson, and he's gone for 6 more. Burnett rolls to a 29-point win. In Class 2A Division I, Region 4, Thrall squared off with Johnson City, whose quarterback Will Rutherford with the 68-yard keeper for a touchdown this time in the 2A Division I game. Deceptive speed for Rutherford. Thrall tried to get back into it as Tiger quarterback Dawson Solis connects with wide receiver Richie Reed for a nice 34-yard touchdown pass play. But Johnson City would answer right back as Rutherford connects with Journey Gonsulin for a 30-yard pass play. Then it's Rutherford again scoring 24 yards and a touchdown. 28-7 Johnson City at the half. Rutherford continued to score as he added this 21-yard TD run. Even the JC defense got involved as Journey Consulin makes the interception. Those two would hook up on a 42-yard TD pass play as Rutherford and Gonsulin dialed it in. Johnson City would cap it off with a Kyle Porter touchdown from 33 yards away. 48-7 JC wins. In Class 5A Division I, Region 3, by-district action between Temple and A&M Consolidated. Wildcats on the move. Check out this 46-yard touchdown pass play from Temple quarterback Chad President to wide receiver Davion Curtis. Then it's Temple again on the move, a 38-yard TD run by running back Jeff Carr. Temple was too strong, though. The 12-yard touchdown run by Marquise Hatcher. Perhaps the power play of the week occurred when Jeff Carr took the ball and looks to be trapped, but no, he follows his blockers and gets free. There he goes, all the way down for a touchdown. Let's call it 66 yards. Temple can play defense as well. Watch the pick by Ty McCorkey, and the Corkster takes it to the house for a pick 6. The Wildcats of Temple win it 58-14. The Tyler Lee Rebels squaring off with the Waco Midway Panthers in all white, and the Rebels, of course, in red. McLean Stadium, the site in Waco. Midway's first play from scrimmage after an interception from the Lee quarterback. On the opening play, Midway back to work. It's Ben Hicks going up top to Devontre Strickland. 18-yard touchdown, 7-zip Panthers. Next Midway series, Hicks again to Strickland. Touchdown, 14-0 Midway. More Midway here. Hicks looked up for Joseph Ward, and look at Ward making the diving catch for the touchdown, 34-7. It was 41-7 after the first quarter. The Panthers are the real deal. Sam Glaceman to Artez Reimer, who followed his blocking for the 13-yard touchdown. Midway puts up 76 points and wins it by 29 points. Abilene battling Arlington Lamar. Abilene quarterback Derek Scott to Reese Childress for a nice gain. The Eagles scored a couple of touchdowns early as Childress takes it in for 6. Abilene's defense was stout throughout. Scott running the offense to perfection. The touchdown run, and it was 14-3, Abilene leading after one quarter. Lamar would cut it to 17-13 at the break. No scoring in the third quarter, but the Eagles just soared in the fourth quarter as the Eagles go on to win it 31-13. San Angelo Central versus Arlington Bowie as the Volunteers raced out to a 35-14 lead, only to have the Bobcats of Central rally back behind quarterback Brandon Hucks, who was just able to connect with Nicholas Lambert here for a touchdown. Hucks and Landon Sawyer connecting on a fantastic pass play on this throw. Watch Sawyer reach out for the first down. Hucks would call his own number on the touchdown run. Central rallied as Hucks lofts this ball up to Kasaric Ward, who somehow comes away with the outstanding catch. San Angelo Central goes on to win it 55-52. To Hillsboro, where it was just about freezing for some six-man football, or Class 1A as it is known now. Abbott had beaten Aquila 44-40 earlier in the year, but this time around, Panther running back Dylan Bimes had 4 rushing touchdowns. Aquila, who finished second in district just behind Abbott, just didn't have enough. The Panthers proved to be too much, 46-0, a win for Abbott, which is also the home of Texas legendary country singer Willie Nelson. Here's Abbott's coach Terry Crawford on Bimes' performance.
Dylan's a workhorse. He has been all year, and you know, we tried to rest him there a little bit at the end and had to put him in to get some first downs just to run it out. But you know, you got to love that kid.
Battle of the Bulldogs in a by-district matchup between Howe and Cooper in Princeton. Opening possession for Cooper is capped off by Tristan Jones, who gets into the end zone, but later Howe responds. Tyler Grisham breaking through the line, and he's off to the races. What a nice run right there. Then it's about breaking some arm tackles on the next play. He gets into the end zone. Howe down 1, 8-7. Cooper had a 7-point lead, but Howe once again responds. It's Anthony Hawthorne bouncing it to the outside, then back inside, and nobody's going to catch him. Howe ties it up at 14, and then just before the half, it's Hawthorne on the score. Howe leads 21-14 at the half, and they go on to win it 30-20. Ennis and Sulphur Springs squaring off. Taylor Thompson has had a great season for the Lions. Check him out as he scores the touchdown here. Thompson added another great run as Ennis took a 14-13 lead after one quarter. Ennis kept it going in the second quarter as Trey Elliott scored, and it was 26-20 Lions as Devin Smith then connected with Dante Thompson not once but twice on 2 key plays before the walk to the locker room. Now Sulphur Springs led 34-33 after 3 quarters, but Ennis was not done. The Lions scored late and held on for a 52-47 victory. The Lions of Ennis roared past the Wildcats of Sulphur Springs into the second round to face a team that they had lost to earlier in the year, Mansfield Timberview. To the Alamo City, where San Antonio Churchill was trying to snap a 6-game losing streak to Converse Judson. D.W. Rutledge Stadium was the site as Tom Franklin had the call.
Talk about a tough district with Judson. They played a tough non-district schedule and kind of took their lumps, losing to Hendrickson, Brandeis, beat Johnson, then lost to Brennan. But when they got into district play, they got on a roll, going 5-1.
Michael Jackson in the ball game. He got the play fake, and Williams is on the run inside the 30 to the 20 to the 10, and finally shoved out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Julian Williams with a 44-yard pickup to the 6.
I'm sure Jelon Williams there feels pretty warm after that nice 44-yard run.
Nice snap. Williams going to take it around the left end, and there's nobody home. My goodness. He had an invitation to the near corner for the touchdown, and Judson breaks on top. 6-0. Fake it to Cardenas. Now throw for Cardenas. Wide open at the 40. Got some running room in midfield. Down the near sideline. He could go at the 20, at the 10. He will score. Jordan Cardenas, 75 yards, and Churchill's got the lead at 9-7.
Wow. That is the play that Churchill has been looking for. I mean, unbelievably wide open, absolutely blown coverage on the defensive side of the ball by Judson, but Churchill able to take advantage and take their first lead of the night.
It was a 2nd down and 16 play. Here's Gibson, takes the snap, coming left side, gets a block on the corner, inside the 20. To the 10, to the 5, he's in! Touchdown, Isaiah Gibson! And Judson's back on top, 13-10 on a 22-yard scamper by the junior quarterback.
I mean, it all comes down to these final 12 minutes of the 4th quarter, and both these teams, we'll see how bad they want it.
Montoya, he'll look this way, throwing in the slot, picked off at the 27-yard line, and going to the end zone for the score! Freddie Gaines, the safety, read the square out run.
Clock inside 7 minutes now, and that will obviously become a factor as we continue to play on here. Judson trying to put it away.
Right back at the line, it's Jackson, he's free, and he's in the end zone for a score. Michael Jackson from 4 yards out makes it a 27-10 Judson lead. So once again, your final, Judson 28 and Churchill 10.
Judson, they got fired up there in the 4th quarter, and they kind of brought that tradition out that they're so used to having in the postseason. They played some of their best football all year long. I mean, this is a team that's won 6 out of their last 7 games. They're kind of on a roll right now, and the one loss to Steele was a good loss.
16
yeah,
seconds.
I mean, Steele's probably the best team in this area, them and Brennan. Right. So no question about it. In fact, Brennan and Steele are going to match up next week too, so that could be a lot of fun as well.
Well, it's that special time of the year where the playoffs take over and you never know what you're going to see. We saw a heavyweight fight for the first 3 quarters, and then the haymakers started coming for the Judson Rockets. So Judson wins it tonight by a score of 28-10.
How about another Class 6A Division I battle over at Ferris Stadium in San Antonio, where Larry Hill's Smithson Valley Rangers were 10-2 all-time against their crosstown rival Reagan Rattlers. This was the 2nd time in 3 years these two teams would meet in the opening round of the playoffs. Class 6A Division I battle, and Smithson Valley was taking advantage on special teams early on, getting the block punt from Jeff Savard. They were looking at 4th and 11 from the 20 and decided to pass on the 37-yard field goal and go for the end zone. The pass from Josh Adkins was a bit long for Cheryl Walker, and Smithson Valley turned the ball over on downs. The Smithson Valley defense stepped up as well. Check out the pass from Kellen Mond, but it's tipped, flipped, and intercepted by Brad Engel. Enough defense, how about some scoring? Reagan with the ball on their own 2 as Adkins looks downfield and finds Derek Hausler wide open, and watch Racer X take it the length of the field for a 98-yard touchdown pass play, 7-0 Rangers. The Rattlers on their ensuing drive as Mond scoring from 5 yards out for the score, 7-all at halftime. 3rd quarter now, and watch the pass from Atkins to Kyle Kirshner. What a play. Touchdown, 14-7. Rangers back on top. The Rattlers answer, though, as Reagan quarterback Kellen Mond connects with Jaredine Walker Chambers, who makes a couple of Smithson Valley defenders miss, and he's gone. 54 yards for a TD, 14-all after 3 quarters. Perhaps the play of the game occurred on defense as Atkins' pass is tipped and intercepted by Vince Hunter, but his knee was down. No problem, though. A few plays later, Skylar Wetzel would score from a couple of yards out as Reagan holds on to win 21-14 to improve to 10-1, dropping Smithson Valley to 6-5. The Corpus Christi King Mustangs were hosting the undefeated Brennan Bears in some 6A D2 action. Brennan Bear quarterback Deshaun Key is going up top to Dane Thomas. Bingo, touchdown. Now Brennan running back Makai Green added 6 on this nice touchdown run. Brennan dethroned King 29-0. The shutout proved the Bears can beat you with defense as well as their offense. The Corpus Christi Carroll Tigers squaring off with the Brandeis Broncos, who look more like the old New York Giants, at least their helmets anyway. All Brandeis in this one as they scored 14 in the first quarter and 35 points in the second quarter to take a 49-0 lead into the locker room. Brandeis never looked back, winning at 63-14 in this Class 6A Division II tussle. Let's keep that NFL theme going in the Alamo City, where the Washington Redskins, that's the Harlandale Indians, squaring off with the Alamo Heights Mules, who are led by 6'3" and 215-pound senior quarterback Dalton Banks, who calls his own number here, the QB shuffle, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. Banks can run it, and guess what? He can throw it too with the best of them. Check out this deep ball to 6'3" and 205-pound senior Greer Shetler. Then it's Darrell Reynolds' turn, and he takes the handoff, scoring another TD. Alamo Heights eliminates Harlandale by the score of 48-17. The Mules improving to 10-2, dropping the Indians to 6-5. 10-0 Boerne champion battled 5-5 San Antonio Edison in a 5A Division I by-district game. Have you heard about Travis Pospichel? Well, he can run the football well over 2,000 yards this season. Here he goes towards the end zone, but wait, it's a fumble. Edison's ball. Special teams mistake here as Edison can't handle the punt exchange, and it's ruled a safety. No harm, no foul. Boerne champion caught fire from there as Alex Flores finds Eric Aldaco for 6. Champion put 57 points on the board in a 43-point win to improve to 11-0. To Class 4A Division I as the Pleasanton Eagles in green face the Kingsville King Brahmas. This game was all about taking advantage of your opportunities. King quarterback Nick Avalar with a short pass to Adrian Bernal. Check out Adrian. He looks more like Mount Bernal in Mexico, towering over everybody on his way into the end zone. The Eagles scored 14 points in the second quarter to take a 7-point lead into the locker room, only to have King outscore Pleasanton 16-6 in the second half to win it 23-20. That's a great win for the team from Kingsville. Down to the Rio Grande Valley we go. How about the Roma Gladiators? They were in the playoffs for the first time in school history. This after 24 years of playing varsity football. Roma's Robert Garza on the quarterback keeper here. Nicely done. Gladiators beat Mercedes in overtime 28-21. San Benito firing out to face Weslaco East in the first round. Watch for Lupe Moran. This guy has some great speed. This would be a 71-yard touchdown for the Wildcats. Weslaco East moved on in the second round with the victory. The Cuero Gobblers always seem to be playing around Thanksgiving time as they faced Rio Hondo. Cuero gave them a huge dose of DeAnthony Hopkins. The Gobblers scored 55 points in the game, most of that coming in the first half, and they went on to win it 55-14 over the Bobcats. Watch out for Class 4A Division II Cuero throughout the postseason. Let's move into the greater Houston area now, where the 5-5 Clear Springs Chargers went up against 9-1 A-Leaf Elsik. Rams and Chargers, but it was the QB from the Chargers, Will McBride, with a nice run around the end. He was out on the one, but scored on the quarterback keeper. But then A-Leaf Elsik answered as Ernest Davis scored with the run up the middle, and it was 7-all. This game would go back and forth all night, with Clear Springs leading by 7 at the break, 14-7. Elsik tied it in the third at 14-all when Davis scored again. Clear Springs outscored Elsik, though, 14-7 in the fourth quarter to win it, 28-21. Now to the first ever high school football game at the University of Houston's TD-ECU Stadium. Class 6A Division I matchup as Pearland and Deer Park duked it out. First quarter, Pearland's Jacob Whitehead with a 2-yard keeper, and it was 6-0 Oilers. Then Deer Park's Cameron Thompson, 32 yards to Logan Berryhill, and it was 6-6 after 1. In the second quarter, facing a 3rd and 20 from the 21, Jacob Whitehead of Pearland keeps it, gets some blocking, and he will dive into the end zone, but he's ruled down at the 1, so on the next play, Whitehead with the keeper into the end zone, 13-6 Pearland at the half. Third quarter now, Davier Pinkston with the 5-yard touchdown run, 20-6 Pearland. Next Pearland possession, they are at it again on their own 4-yard line. The handoff to Davier Pinkston. He gets to the outside. He heads down the sidelines, gets a couple of blocks, and rambles 96 yards for the score. Pearland goes on to win it 41-12. C.E. King was facing Beaumont Central. 2 words for you to remember. Travion Williams. He first scores from 26 yards out. Then Williams would score again, this time from 24 yards away. Williams' most impressive runs might have been the non-TD plays. He continues to show his ability as a power runner and sprinter. Williams led C.E. King to victory over Beaumont Central 55-23. That's our Power Plays of the Week for Week 12. I'm Jeff Power.